When would he even have time to pee in here? We just got here. You ready? What is up? It is, I don't know, it's the Wednesday. And we're gonna go bowling because we're actually taking a bowling class.
Yeah,
because
we have our midterm today.
We have a hard life. But
oh no, my hair.
After bowling, we are going to do a quick video on what it's like having a dog in college.
Feelings.
Yeah.
Why are you chewing?
I don't know, I just kind of... Guys, we legitimately just took a quiz, or a test, a midterm on bowling. Like, how heavy are bowling balls, and like, what are the pins called? Like, here she comes! I wonder if it's weird that I'm pointing the camera at her. I wonder if she ever notices that. She comes. Here she comes. Hi.
Hi.
Wow, your hair looks... Your hair looks so good today. Let me see it. Oh my god, who did that?
Me.
No.
Do you guys believe that?
I swear, I learned, because one day she asked me to braid her hair and I didn't know how to. So I sat down for like an hour watching a YouTube video and doing her hair, and I learned, and I can do it perfectly now. People like that is not a parking spot. You deserve a ticket. I hope they don't have a ticket yet, but I hope they get one. When would he even have time to pee in here? We just got here.
If you can't feel me. And your hat's on, you're like, oh, is that recording? He goes, no. I don't like the way
This is too close? What side? I'm on this side.
No, I'm on this side.
Oh my goodness. Oh, you gotta move. Hello. Hello.
So we're gonna tell you what it's like living with a puppy in college.
Right.
The good, the bad, the cute.
We're gonna do a better intro.
No, that was great.
The first thing, we got him like literally like right before we moved in, like probably like a month before we moved into college. So if you are thinking about getting a dog, I would recommend doing it like before the school year actually starts. We actually had time to train him and kind of get him ready to be like away. So if you're thinking about it, I would definitely recommend doing it like the summer before you actually like move up or go to college or go away or whatever, just to give him some time to kind of get trained a little bit. He's not interested in being on camera. He's just gonna chew his bone back. He's back there though.
Before you take them to school, one thing to note is how you want to leave the dog when you're gone or you have class, because we leave at the same times for work a lot, so he's here alone, and my sister will have class. So a lot of the times we're kind of lucky, because a lot of the times she's here, she's perfectly fine with, you know, hanging out with him for a little bit. But when she leaves too and we're all gone, we had an issue of where do we put him. So we tried keeping him in my bathroom upstairs for a little bit, and he didn't like that. Every single time he would have an accident, like it was always gross in there, and
This one time
he
had an accident in the bathroom. He pooped in the bathroom, but then for some reason he like pawed at his poop, and then he like jumped on the walls and like
smeared it.
It looked like a horror movie, like a scene from a horror movie where there's just blood all over the walls, but there's just crap.
So that told us he obviously doesn't like that. So we decided to get him a crate. We were a little iffy about it. He does like his crate. He goes in there to just be alone and hang out. We have a blanket over it, so it's kind of like a little den, which is really nice. But he does whine when we put him in there, so we were a little worried about him bothering the neighbors. So now that we have him at a point where he doesn't really have accidents in the house too much.
So I guess biggest thing is just make sure you have time for him. You don't want to go away to college and be like super busy all the time and always away, because you got to give the guy some love.
And especially because he's 5 months, he's still a puppy. So we do our best. We take him on a walk every single day, even if it's really early before we go to class, because the last thing you want is to leave him alone when he's like super high energy, stressed out. So take him on walks, wear him out. We also have a friend who has a dog that's also 5 months. That helps a lot. Having other dogs in the area so they can kind of like wear each other out has probably been the most beneficial thing, because if he's going crazy one day and we like are like, oh my goodness, if we just take him with his pals, they knock each other out. They sleep for hours after that. Tell him what your dad says.
My dad said, because my dad, we have a dog like back at home, and my dad did not want to get a dog ever. So it took forever to convince him, and now like my dog back home is like my dad's best friend. So he always he was telling us before we got a dog, because he didn't think that we should do it. He was saying that the only life that your dog knows is the life that you give them. So make sure it's a good one. So I mean, if you think about it, like it's true. Like Scrappy doesn't know anything besides what we show him and what we give him. So it's up to you to make sure your dog is like has a good life. So just make sure you can do that. That was a really important thing we thought about a lot. Would we have time for the dog while we went away to college? Because it's easy over the summer to have time for a puppy, but when you come back to like school, you got to really think about it and make sure you can.
If you can, get your dog chipped, get them the tracker on their collar, something like that, because in college you're gonna have friends over, you're gonna have people coming over a lot, most likely, and even though they might seem like, oh, best dog ever, they never leave my side, there might be a time that they run. So it just gives you a peace of mind, like if they bolt out the door, you don't have to like be frantic and freak out too much, because you can get online, you can track them and find them. What do you have? Do you want to talk about benefits? What's the benefit of having this little guy around?
They are so fun to have around. They make you so happy, and they leave really gross. I don't want to show that. It's really gross. Benefits. They poop and pee all over your apartment.
No, that's not a benefit.
They bark all the time, super late at night. I wake up quite often to the sound of pee hitting the floor.
No,
when you're away,
though,
they bark a lot and annoy your neighbors. So if you don't like your neighbors, that's good.
Like, honestly, I've noticed such an increase in my mood
from last
happy. Year to this year.
He relieves stress.
It's nice having him around. Plus, it gives you a little time to, like, now I make time for myself to go on walks because I have somebody to go on walks with. And I know it'll make him happy, and it's a nice, like, way to clear my mind for myself because I'm out in the morning walking.
He's a good puppy. He just doesn't want to be on camera right now.
Do you want your bone?
Sometimes. I'm sorry, you can go back there. You think your dog is potty trained, but then you wake up and there's just stuff all over the ground and on the walls in our case, and you realize that they're not completely potty trained.
Yeah. You gotta like keep rewarding them. So even once they get there and you're like, oh, he's got it. Yeah, sometimes he doesn't have it, so.
This candle, I feel like it's gonna start a fire. Owning a dog is so awesome, but make sure you can actually have time for them and really think it through. That's like the biggest advice I would give. What about you? What's your biggest advice?
I've given mine. Just love them.
What's like the biggest tip that you would give somebody wanting to buy a dog in college?
No one knows better than you if you're actually ready. It's one of those things, yeah, you can want a dog, but you need to know, like, you need to feel fully like, I can commit to him, I can give him the time he needs, I can take him on walks, I can afford his food. Like, look into everything you possibly can. Like, I was on YouTube watching videos of what people had to say. I was looking up how much it would cost me. Like, make sure you're ready, and despite what other people tell you, you will know when you're ready. So some people will say, like, oh, absolutely not, you shouldn't get a dog in college, you don't have the time for that. Well, how do you know? Like, next semester I'm taking 2 classes, so he's exactly what I need. I'd be bored without him.
Well, thank you guys for watching. Ow! Thank you guys for watching.
Wait, see if he'll give you kisses. Make the kissy face.
No.
Do it. He ate a moth yesterday.
Ew. Thanks. We hope you kind of enjoyed at least the few tips that we can give about owning our dog.
That's what we have so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the
later.
next one. We're gonna have Scrappy this out.
And darling, where